gonna be fun.
Welcome to the Brain Candy Podcast, episode 764.
That's so close to 769.
It's not even. But that is something we should prepare for. We should prepare.
We should always. We were just talking about that. Can we tell people? Can we announce it? I'm super excited about this.
Sure.
Susie off the air was just like trying to convince me. She thought she had to convince me to take part in a celebrity. And I'm going to use that term so loosely. Celebrity charity we'll call it a charity basketball game.
Yep.
And
featuring a lot of people from the challenge.
Yes.
People from Big Brother.
Yes.
People from Survivor. Harlem Globetrotters.
The best.
A WNBA player.
Yes.
And now Susie and Sarah.
Yes. I already have plans for their jerseys. It's going to be so great. Susie was like, they're going to ask you what number you want. And I was like, obviously 69. And I can't believe that she didn't already take it. So
I really wasn't thinking.
But 99 is the number you should pick.
Yeah, that's our
your family's number.
Yeah. But
I'm so excited, guys. Are you ready? We're going to have jerseys.
Fun.
I'm just going to tell them. One's going to say brain and one's going to say candy. You can guess who's going to wear which.
We'll be playing for the La Promesa Foundation. They recognize and honor academically talented Hispanic students in southwestern Pennsylvania.
Well, I already like this.
Yeah, we love it.
And I'm going to have to
But also it's hilarious.
Also, here's something you should know about me. I'm terrible at basketball.
I did not know that.
I played in a sport where you can only use one hand at a time. Water bottle. That's not it. Water polo. I was looking at my water bottle right there on the ground. Water polo.
It's like George Glass.
Yes, that's exactly what it did. Water polo. You can only use one hand at a time. So I can shoot a basketball, but I can only do it one-handed.
Is the reason for level of difficulty or because you were swimming?
It's just a rule. You can only have one.
Rule.
Yeah, you can only have one hand on the ball at a time.
Oh, on the ball.
Yeah.
I thought you had to have one submerged or something.
Well, you kind of do. It makes sense.
Kidding.
You need to keep yourself afloat. But yeah, one hand on the ball at the time. You can't touch it with both hands. And because of that rule, I feel like
your instinct
my instinct, I can only make it in. I got a great lob shot, but only one-handed. Wow. As soon as I put the other hand up, it goes all funky, and I can't do it. It looks silly.
Only a granny style. Is that all right?
Oh, well, this will be very fun to watch
what
us.
If? That'd be hilarious.
I want just them to play the do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
We need that on the soundboard.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be very good time. So Susie thought she had to sell me on this.
I know. She's going to be coming out to Pittsburgh. We're going to be having a hoot and holler in April. So get ready for that. I'll be training. for that.
What if? Here's going to be my training. I'm going to go to Dave & Buster's and I'm just going to play the basketball arcade game and I'm going to be drinking wine the whole time and I'll be like, training.
Yeah, I should write him and be like, are we allowed to drink during the game? Or is that frowned upon?
Yeah.
We'll find out the rules.
I'm going to play it fair. I'm going to play it straight up. I'm going to need all my wits about me to beat everybody.
That's so true.
When that day comes, we'll be excited.
How are you anyway?
I am doing so great. Two things that I wanted to brag about.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Great.
One feels like Eli and I have called this white trash luxury.
Oh, Red Lobster.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the same vibes.
Mm-hmm.
We got an inflatable hot tub for the roof.
Yes.
Oh, and it's nice. It heats up to 104 degrees. It's got bubbles and jets.
Nice.
It's
takes you back to the real world, huh?
Do
you feel like that?
We're in it twice a day.
Whoa.
And we've got a TV outside, so we're watching below deck as we're drinking wine in our hot tub. What?
I mean, I do have contempt for people with no children because of the amount of leisure time that happens.
Listen, you get snuggles and love for forever and somebody to probably take care of you in your dying
pluck
days.
my chin hairs when I'm in the nursing home.
Exactly. And I get hot tub time.
That sounds better. I'm not going to lie.
50s and 60s.
My favorite kind of luxury is like trashy luxury.
Yes, this feels so, and it's like
Glamorous
getting chilly.
trash.
There's like snow on the ground. Where we've got robe hooks with our little outdoor robes.
Was the goal therapeutic or just sort of like relaxing, or was it actually
bit of both?
Yeah,
you know, you come back. It's POW season, as I mentioned. So you come back from a day of skiing and snowboarding,
a day of luxury, and you need more luxury.
A day of more luxury. Yeah. And you need to kind of like rest the bones after, being out in the cold.
That sounds great.
It's been very fun. However, dialing in the chemicals in the hot tub it's
a real like delicate balance.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of warning labels on there, and the idea of dumping there's no in between. It just says for 10,000 gallons, use this much. But what about for like 200 gallons? Like I can't do the math.
That's some serious math, right?
Right, and
it's like one drop, like one little.
That's what I keep doing. I'm like, okay, we'll add a teaspoon at a time, and then no changes. So I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, this is, I guess, why they have pool guys, women, people, pool.
I've never seen a pool woman. I'm going to be honest.
Me either, because
they're
like
not
hibachi
dummies. Chefs.
They're not working with chemicals like that. I had to tell Eli, you need to wear protective gear. It was turned into a whole thing.
I can't believe he didn't know that.
I also, Susie, thank you.
I know. It's like Tim the Toolman Taylor over there.
He is so. I also on my list of things that I want to talk about. I said two things that are wonderful. Wonderful things that he did is the second part of this. But the first part of this is me being annoyed about the chemicals and him. And I hope your mother is listening, Eli.
Oh, no. So
that multiple people could tell you to not touch any chemicals with your bare hands. And then, so this is the same guy who I just say, you can't mix bleach and ammonia together because you will cause a chemical reaction.
He's lucky to have you.
Thank you. And
For
I'm
real.
He's like, you're I get it. I'm like, no, I don't think you get it because you're about to send yourself make me call poison control.
It
not
is like
that long ago.
It does sound like an episode of Home Improvement. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So, yes, so that we did get the hot tub, but then I have to work out the chemicals. Like I'm trying to be like, it's fine. Everybody's going to be okay.
Can I ask?
I think women don't choose to work around those chemicals.
Was your season of the Real World hot tubless?
Oh no, we had a hot tub, but we just didn't care enough to go in it, and they put it out. It was a freestanding hot tub that wasn't built into the house because we were on a pier, and it was such a far walk to the hot tub. And then one time I did go in it, and then I was drying my bathing suit over the fence, and somebody stole my bathing suit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was so cute. I spent a whole, I saved my money, and I remember it being so, for me, I remember exactly what it looked like. It was like a little pinup girl juicy jumpsuit, or juicy bathing suit.
That is so sad.
And it was looked all cute, and somebody freaking stole it off the side. And I was like, this is what I get for buying nice things. This is why I shop at the clearance section.
If
buy
somebody's
one nice thing.
Stealing that, though, imagine... They must really need a suit because...
No, I think this was they knew it was the Real World house, and they were coming by and taking
stuff. It's a trophy. It's like a serial killer.
100% was that. It was I didn't even think of that was hung up. Of course it was that. There were people out there all the time who would just come by. And
what do you think they did with it? Just sniffed it?
I don't know. Who knows?
Let's imagine. Let's play that game.
Maybe I hope wore it.
They did not wear it.
Nice use out of it. Gave it to a friend.
You just said it was a trophy. You think a girl stole this?
I didn't say it was a trophy. You said it was a trophy.
Well, you just said it was because you were on the Real World.
Well, I'm putting that. I am serving that up.
I think you're right.
Possible solution or explanations for this. Theories.
Totally.
Besides just it was October and somebody wanted a bathing suit in the middle of Red Hook. That could be a possibility.
That doesn't
too.
stand up to reason, though.
But, you know, just like...
What you might be noticing about today's episode is that we are having a great time. And that is largely thanks to Naked Wines. Am I right?
100% thanks to Naked Wines.
Here, wait. Let me show you. This is my Naked Wines. This is a Pinot Gris.
Oh, it look beautiful bottle.
And by the way, nearing empty because I love it so much.
Yes.
It is so yummy. What I love about it is that they basically eliminated the middleman.
Yes.
So you're getting these really lovely wines made by the kind, like imagine in your mind, like a winemaker, somebody that's like a craftsman, somebody who cares.
Yes.
That's who's making these darn things. Yeah. And we don't have to deal with all the bozos in the middle because they're like, here you go. We're going to bring them right to your door.
Yeah. Save you a penny. A lot of pennies.
Yeah. So you save a penny or two and they're top quality and delicious. So head to nakedwines.com/braincandy and click enter voucher in the top right when you get to the website. And then enter Brain Candy for the code and password to get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. That's $100 off.
Oh my God.
And less than $7 a bottle. That's nakedwines.com/braincandy and use our code and password Brain Candy and grab 6 bottles for $39.99. One last time. I'm doing it one last time.
Now.
We got to make sure. nakedwines.com/Brain Candy, code and password Brain Candy for $100 off your first 6 bottles. And that info is also on our website. And I love it. It's such a great service.
Yeah, I need to get another box because, like,
it's
just the holidays. People are here and they're over, and you know.
And you were right about how, like, when you bring it to a party and it's like an interesting bottle instead of some old dumb crap you got at 7-Eleven.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Much better.
Yep.
Any hoodles.
Okay, so I told you about the pool, my white trash luxury, and how wonderful that is. Also, since you know, I threw him under the bus a little bit with the chemicals, as promised. The other thing I'm very excited about, which is like, I always knew I wanted this skill in a partner, but then didn't think that I would ever really get it. But then I'm
thought
like,
pie in the sky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Prince
Eli
Charming
changed my rotors on my car.
Say it slower.
Oh yeah, and wore overalls. Yeah. Oh, yep. Changed the rotors. Wearing
I didn't know
overalls.
they needed to be changed. I got to be honest.
They were squeaking. And
these are brakes.
These are it's like. So there's the brake pad, and then underneath that is the metal part, the rotors. And if the brake pad wears down and you don't change it, then the rotors get scratched and messed up. And then you have to either replace those or change them. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And my brake pads, I got changed. But I was like, look, I'm about to sell this car. Don't worry about the rotors. Just change brake pads. Well, turns out they were squeaky and they needed to be fixed too. But that is like a $1,300 job if they do all, like, it's very expensive to take everything apart, to change the rotors and do all that.
But who taught him this?
He taught him this, and he, like, yeah.
I say handy. Tip of the hat.
It is, and they are not squeaky. My car works just fine. It's amazing. And honestly, I say I trust Eli way more than I trust some of the people who have worked on cars. Like, I went to
we're talking to you, Pennzoil.
I mean, I went to one of those places, like a drive-up oil
quick
place.
change,
yes. And these motherfuckers, they were too busy, like, flirting with me. This was, like, back when I was, like, 22, so I was, like, extra cute.
Yeah.
And they didn't even screw the top. Like, they didn't screw something on or fix something, like, screw it on all the way. They left a part, like, half off. And then I had to come back there to do it, and I was like, did you do this on, like, what
they wanted to see you again.
I was like, I feel so creeped out. I hate all of this.
And they always try to upsell you. Oh, your air filters need to be.
I did that myself. Changed that. So, like, Come
We're not falling for that.
I'm not falling for any of that. So he changed my oil and
That's very great.
rotors and got them like machined down to be all nice and new. I
Tip of the
guess
hat.
his dad, like, there is in like machine parts, like that company. So maybe there's like, it's just in his blood, like that, you know,
Family business.
to know how to work like with machines and stuff, and like, you know, it's like deep down and not, but holy crap.
He gave you a good servicing, huh? That's the naked
like
wines
foreplay.
talking.
It was.
I'm so happy
Between
for
the
you.
hot tub
Sarah,
and getting my oil changed,
this is
and
getting
that's not
too
euphemism.
personal.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying that it's really nice to have a partner who does all that, and that's something that, you know, I sure as fuck am not looking into. My biggest fear is that it was going to come crashing down on his head.
Oh, yeah.
That's my fear. Is like, I'm going to tell him to do this, and then the jack is going to come loose and then somehow come crashing down.
Yeah, right. Then it's your fault.
Right. But that didn't happen, so everything's fine. Other interesting things that happened. I went to go see Lauryn Hill and the Fugees.
I can't wait to hear. Why don't you post stuff?
I don't know.
It is so weird.
I know I should have. I posted a picture that said like Eli and I went to 2 concerts this week, and we didn't pull out our phones at either one. And it did feel really nice to do that.
I hate when people say that. It doesn't feel nice. If you forgot. That's all that happened.
We were in it.
Good. I'm glad you had fun.
I did a thing that I wanted to do that I regretted not doing at the Beyonce concert, which is buying merch. So I stood in line.
I love merch.
I said to myself, like, what would all my concert going friends say?
I love it. Good for you.
It's really Eli's dad
What'd you
and
get?
you. I was thinking about. I got a Lauryn Hill t-shirt. It was like a throwback, cool shirt. I'll wear it. It's so awesome. But a lot of controversy around her and her. Have you seen this around her?
I mean, just generally.
So yeah, I mean, like a lot of people are like, yeah, Lauryn Hill was Lauryn Hilling.
That's sort of her brand,
right? Like, okay, shocker to no one.
Yeah.
But she was 2 hours late.
Yep, that's her signature move.
A few of her shows before were canceled because she was sick, and you could tell it actually she has a beautiful voice. Like, it is, you really remember, like,
Sister Act.
Yeah, you remember that, like, that she's like started in the gospel choir. Like, this is like, oh my gosh, this is good. And just so moving, and you get all the goosebumps. But it did feel like it was, like, she, you know, when somebody has a sore throat and they keep talking and it becomes painful to hear, like, to listen to them because you know it hurts for them to talk. Like, you're like, oh, just save it. That's how at about 30 minutes in, you could start to tell people in the audience were talking about this, looking about this.
That is not good. And she's not getting any younger. It's hard to sing. The older, because muscles deteriorate and your vocal cords are a muscle. It is no different.
100%. Yes. In fact, that was like an art. I have this in my notes probably like from 6 months ago that I meant to talk about this, but I even gave it to you as an option of what to talk about. We chose something else one day about your vocal cords as they age.
Yeah.
And one of the things and it creates these little pockets of fluid that can build up, especially for people who talk a lot and their voice gets worn out. I'm like, basically like you and me. And they say one of the things that can help, though, is singing, that it can loosen that up. Mm-hmm. But then it goes to, like, if you overwork it, like anything.
Yeah, then it's strained.
Like a law of diminishing returns. Then it gets strained and it
Would you say it was a positive experience, though?
I think it was
she sighed.
I know, because it was
You had high hopes.
Yeah, I did. I think I had really high hopes, like the fucking highest of hopes.
This is reminding me of the things we got wrong that we're about to record, where on Brain Candy early on, I talked about how, like, I loved Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And
also
I took
delicious.
Lincoln back there when we moved to LA, and I was like, you're going to love it. It's going to be great. And then we got there and I was like, what is this? Have I changed, or has Pizza Hut changed? And I think you're having to ask yourself the question if like maybe they were deserving of your affection and like adoration.
So I had to have that like separate the art from the artist kind of talk to myself. Like I'm actually emotional about it.
I can understand. I understand that feeling.
I'm like disappointed, you know?
Yeah, you're not mad. You're just disappointed. Yes. One thing I know that you're not disappointed in, because it has never let you down, is your Hatch Restore 2 sunrise alarm system.
And I need to get good freaking sleep after things like this are keeping me up at night.
She'd be tossing and turning.
Right. I need
God. Well,
wake up.
Here's the thing. I don't know if you people have this experience, but I'm an early bird, so I don't ever mind getting up. I'll get up early, whatever. But at a certain point, the rest of my family needs to get up. And it used to become a fight where I judged.
No, the rest of your family is like me, and we need a little, we're extra sensitive in the morning. Out. We need a little bit, we're slow. We need to be gently brought into the day.
And thanks to the Hatch Restore 2, I do not have to deal with this anymore because you set the time. Let's say it's 7 a.m. or whatever. And then at 6:30, this teeny tiny little light comes on.
That's
and
all we're asking
slowly, over the next half hour, gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And then at 7, which is when they need to get the F out of bed, it starts playing whatever noise I tell it to, and it's like this
that's so much more gentle than you saying, get the F out of bed. This is much needed.
It's when I start like putting an A on the end of every syllable. Get up! Because I can't understand it. But Sarah's right. They're not morning people, and everyone needs something different. So if your family or you needs like a gentle awakening, this is what you need. Hatch is offering our listeners $20 off your purchase of a Hatch Restore 2 and free shipping at hatch.co/braincandy. But right now it's even better because they're matching their Black Friday, Cyber Monday on-site sale. So you can get $40 off and free shipping using our link hatch.co/braincandy. So now's the time.
And so that's my little complaint about, like, I felt like it was like checking the box. Then the next night, we went to Eli. Couldn't find anybody to go to see Dead Mouse with him.
Oh, I wonder why.
So the songs, like they're like movie soundtrack background songs. You definitely know them. It was like fun, but that's not what I want to talk about. The music was like okay. What I really want to talk about is, I don't know if it's being a therapist or being able to like just read people. He is not okay.
Dead Mouse.
Yeah. You know when you see somebody who is running away from something or trying to like the way somebody drinks a bottle of beer when they're just having a sip of it versus like, I'm going to drown in this bottle right now. Mm-hmm. And he's been doing this for years. I don't know if this is new, but it was hard to watch. And I could dance and I could have a good time at certain parts, but then at about halfway through, I was like, no, this has become too sad for me to see. It felt like you were getting a snapshot inside this guy's brain. It's this very aggressive techno that feels like what Elon Musk would fuck to.
Right. That's the thing.
It's really gross.
Is that these people are running the show.
Yeah, and it does feel like that.
They're like, I read a book about Sam Bankman-Fried. And by the way, my last name theory, his last name is Bankman and then Fried, but it's spelled fried. And like now he's like going to the slammer for like 110 years probably. But
this is the crypto guy?
Yeah, this is the FTX co-founder, founder. And the book, this was an authorized biography. And so the author was with him, and he admits to not experiencing pleasure. He doesn't know what that is. He had to teach himself to smile when he thought he was supposed to smile. He's somebody that, the way I define a person, a human being, and the human experience, he does not fit my definition of it. Now, some people think that's offensive, but that's just my personal, what does it mean to be a person?
Yeah, like the universal core if you drives and urges and things that...
What pleasure is.
Yes. Or
how to smile. Those are things that, for me, are definitive of the human experience as I understand
Connection.
It. And so, once I read that book, I thought, this is, scarier than I thought that these guys are orchestrating.
It makes sense. You've talked about there's no innocent billionaire, no billionaire who hasn't committed a crime or something like that. Yeah. That when you are in pursuit of very different goals, you don't mind sacrificing people. People have no value to you.
When
in that way. That's very scary.
He claims to be a member or a believer in the philosophy of effective altruism, where, for example, if you were deciding whether to be a doctor or work on Wall Street like he did, you would choose to work on Wall Street because if you were a doctor and let's say you died, somebody else who is going to help people is going to take your place. Okay. So you choose to work in a field where you can earn a ton of money, and that if you died, it would be an actual loss. Whoever took your place is just somebody trying to earn money. So you're more valuable in that field. So their belief is you earn as much money as possible to help the world. That sounds so
trickle
great.
Down. That's like one of those kind of...
No, because he was genuinely donating it. He has no interest in money. He doesn't even have interest in laundry. He is barely a person, like I said.
Okay.
Doesn't even clean up his food wrappers, okay? So then you think, well, that sounds great that he's just hoarding money to give to these charities. But then they get weird because Elon Musk believes he is one of these people too. Mm-hmm. And what happens is they thought, we need to consider the whole galaxy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And so then it's what we earn the most money and benefit galactically.
Oh God.
Right?
God.
So then you're oh.
It's instead of think globally, act locally, they're think locally.
Globally, act
globally. They have it backwards.
I said to Adam, you know how my mom and Sarah's mom are so far apart on the political spectrum that they actually come back and reach around?
Yep.
And they have some overlap?
Yep.
It's like that. Where he was quote unquote trying to help so much that then you help nobody.
Nobody gets help
and
from this.
Billions of dollars are just vaporized. You should read the book. It's called...
that's fascinating.
Gosh, Infinite. What the heck's it called? I forget. It's on my bookshop.org.
That is very interesting. And that is a very good segue into the next story I want to talk about.
Infinite.
Or little Going Infinite. Oh, I've heard about this.
I would like to go infinite eating mosh bars. Wouldn't you?
This is shout out to Mosh Bar for keeping me going on the slopes.
Then I have to be mad at Mosh Bars for doing that.
Right. I know. I don't think I didn't take video of this. I was I can't wait to send Susie the video of how I'm enjoying her favorite thing in her least favorite place.
See, she's trying to ruin things for me, but I'll let it slide.
Good. Apple cinnamon is delicious. And then I was I bet if you put this in the microwave, it tastes better.
You know what? All of their flavors even the ones I'm like, this will be my last one. Like the one that I'm like the least into. And then I'm like, this is good too.
Yeah, same. The
flavors are so good and they support brain health. So they have ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, omega-3s, all that good stuff. Not a ton. I was always like, there must be full of sugar. Not true. And as we already talked about, they support the research of women's brain health as well, which is so awesome because, as Sarah pointed out, women's science, like the science of women's bodies, is always like, yeah, no, we'll do men.
I know.
So I'm super into them for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is that this is Schwarzenegger product. Patrick, thank you for your service. And it's the only thing my son wants in his lunch. So don't settle for a mediocre snack when you can nourish your body and mind with the fuel it needs to succeed. So whether you're at the gym, on the go, just living your best life, Mosh protein bars will keep your brain and body fit, fueled, and feeling good. Head to moshlife.com/braincandy to save 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack, which includes 6 mouth-watering flavors. moshlife.com/braincandy.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
No. You're not, it's very important.
Yeah.
This feels like a good segue because what you're describing is a CEO or a leader who is very out of touch with, like you said, those qualities that make you like, quote unquote, human.
Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah.
So just, I want to say like last week, 2 weeks ago, this Polish drink company, alcoholic spirits company, announced that they now have an AI-powered CEO.
No, wait, maybe this is finally what I want out of AI.
I'm going to show you a picture, and you tell me if this is your dream AI.
Well, just that
candidate.
It won't be some piece of shit.
Well,
they still are.
It feels, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But this feels like, okay, so at this point right now, it feels like it's just like a gimmick. Like, well, this is the model they went with. This is your CEO.
Oh, okay. Why do we, okay.
It's basically, I would describe it as one of those sex dolls that they put a soundtrack to. Or like a voiceover too.
And is this where our diversity is finally going to come from?
I didn't even think about that. And I'm so fucking mad. You're right. They made this a woman of color.
Right. Now, wait, you can't hire one.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm mad.
Oh.
Nope.
And they've done like this whole, I don't know if it's part of a marketing campaign, but she's been given like an honorary doctorate from some college. It's upsetting, and the CEO says, the power to hire and fire is still in the hands of humans. Oh, gee, thank goodness.
What is this robot's authority then? If
they say to, they've been tasked with identifying clients for high-end collectible rums, which sounds just like data, like collection in general. Like isn't that what all data collection does?
Right.
And then as well as choosing artists to design custom bottles. That's your CEO's job. I hope you don't pay her a CEO wage. But she's a female robot, so it'll probably be like 1/3 the price of
whoever is supposed to be like the head is probably so pissed. Because like someone was in line for this job.
I feel like I think it's what, I didn't even think about this, but I feel like it's what you said it was. This is a bunch of white guys who are running this, and they're presenting this as, look at our CEO. We get credit for being tech savvy. We get credit for being diverse. We get credit for making it a woman. Oh, I didn't even think about that. It says, my decision-making process relies on extensive data analysis. It's
That's what
devoid
the
of
robot
personal
says?
bias, ensuring unbiased and strategic choices.
Wow. Sarah. That's bonky, man.
It is bonky. It's very strange, and it feels gimmicky. But then what to me is dangerous is like when gimmicky things become...
Normalized.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what you end up with? You end up with an entire generation of people who think ostriches actually put their head in the sand. Yeah. Oh, that was well timed.
Right. We don't want that.
Right. Clowns. That actually doesn't happen. So, like, that's it. False information. Like, the fact that, like, a CEO, or it's like a slipper. So, like, this AI, let's make the AI CEO. And then, next thing you know, Terminator. Sky Force or whatever.
Really?
Skynet. You don't even know what that is because you haven't seen Terminator, but you should. No. It's very good, Suze.
I heard it was.
Like, it's actually good.
No, like Terminator 2.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I watched, I think it was Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines or something like that, in Thailand with Kenny Santucci and Johnny Bananas in a very comfortable movie theater that had those seats
so
go all
nice
the way
for
back.
you.
Yeah. And we did it on, like, after we did the... Wait, weren't you there?
No.
You didn't go with us? Oh, you were with Adam.
I was
Banging.
canoodling. I have a way nicer...
We were watching the Rise of Machines. You were watching the Rise of something else.
Oh, my God. I was canoodling. Sarah has got her mind in the gutter.
That's totally hilarious because we were like hanging out, going to the beach, watching movies, and we're like, where's Susie?
And I was falling in love with my soulmate. Stop making
totally
it
true.
Disgusting.
I'm not. It's romantic and wonderful. Please. I'm Eli changing my oil is foreplay, and that's like not a euphemism. Okay, what else do I have to talk to you about? Time is running out, and I've talked about nothing. Did you hear that there is a ship called the San Jose Galleon that is off the coast of Colombia that went down in 1708, I believe, in some Spanish war, that is estimated to have $20 billion worth of treasure on board? The current president of Colombia is trying to make it his last-ditch effort to pull this up and be the one to
how much?
State claim $20 billion. Billion with a B. I'm not kidding.
Why would you even bring that all on one ship?
Well, I think it's
No, I know, but I mean, clearly it was that amount.
It's gold, silver, emeralds. It's a lot of like jewels. Yeah, that's a very good question.
That's crazy.
Why do they have it all on one ship?
And then it sunk, and then they were like, whoops. Were they all dead? I hope so, because I'd want to be.
It was lost. They didn't know where it was, which feels like, how do we not know that? I mean,
yeah, this sounds...
No, but really, this is like for real. It was discovered in 2015, but then the location of it was not released so that, people wouldn't go try to find it or go try to like loot it. But I think there was also some issue about who has claim to it. Because
there
Colombia
always is.
And then Spain is saying it's ours.
Well,
because
so like
it's a Spanish ship.
I was reading about this with the Titanic because I see it as maritime law, but I don't know if that's like U.S. maritime or global.
Flopsum and jetsum.
Right. I don't know whether, but is it agreed upon globally? That's what I don't know.
Oh, because in international waters.
Yeah.
What are the...
Because that's what the U.S. says, but I don't know whether it's like throughout the whole world. But
that's a good point.
It was always like finders keepers. Right. So if you found it, you can keep it. But then with the Titanic, things got real weird because it was like really hard to find. It was really hard to get to. And so like everyone got scared because like, we're going to leave this here, but this is ours. Okay. No takesies.
Yeah.
And then, but like everyone's like, fuck you. And so, like, I feel like this is like that, where it's like, what are you going to do the honor system?
Right. That's what, so I read this great book that I always wanted to read for the book club. I think it's called Something's in the Water. So good. And I think actually we did read it for the book club.
This sounds great.
Yeah, it was so good. It really was.
Are you not sure if you've read it or not?
No, I know I've read it, but I didn't know if it was a book club book or if it was one that I read on my own. That's what I'm saying. Did I talk to all of you lovely people about it and you read it as well? Or was it just me having this experience on my own? But they said, I can't remember which is which. I think flopsome is when you throw stuff overboard. So your ship is going down, and then in order to save the ship, you throw stuff overboard. That stuff anybody can lay claim to. But if the ship just went down and none of the stuff was ever thrown off the ship, that's the other one, jetsam, or however you say it. And that one, it belongs to whoever owned the ship.
Right. Jetsam. Deliberate.
Jetsam. Yeah. Okay. But I don't know any of the other rules.
But according to that, it's all flopsome. It sunk. They didn't deliberately toss it. What if it was sinking and they're like, let's quickly throw it.
Quick.
And then it's ours.
That's a good point, because who would ever do that?
No,
that's like cartoons. Like, the ship's going down, quick.
Yeah, if the freaking thing's going down.
It's like cartoon. Where they're like, throw out the seats, throw out this, throw out the washing machine,
But I mean, if you have a shipwreck, it doesn't even matter what happened in real time. All that matters is there it is.
Right.
And it's free for all unless there's something I don't know about. And did you say Italy's like, wait, it's
Spain.
ours? No, it's not. It's Spain. Yeah. It isn't yours.
It's supposedly the holy grail of shipwrecks. It's this.
Great.
Yes. It is.
Go for it, I say.
And Get
in that Titan.
Gold, silver, and emeralds estimated to be worth anywhere between $4 billion and $20 billion, according to the lawsuit. Yeah.
Right. So if you go down in one of these doomed submarines. Well, at least you're doing it for it's a risk reward.
Yeah.
Cost benefit type thing. Those bozos were just going down to take a peek at a bunch of garbage.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
It's so crazy.
At least in this case, you have a chance of getting $1 gazillion.
And what if they brought it all up and it's empty? I'm telling you, I watched 3 different videos on TikTok that probably took me a grand total of 15 minutes of somebody breaking into a safe.
That'll be 15 minutes. I never get back.
Never get back. Spoiler alert, no money in the safe.
Yes.
And I watched people, it was like an ATM, not even a safe. It was like an ATM that was at an abandoned strip mall that they bought, and were like, oh, maybe there'll be a bunch of money in there. One of those treasure hunters things.
I'll tell you what else is a real treasure, and that is Ritual vitamins.
Absolutely. I don't know if you remember from when you were here in Denver, but it's dry out here.
Yeah.
I need all the hydration that I could possibly get, and I am so grateful for Ritual Vitamins, little hydration. And
the Hyacera skin support supplement.
Yes.
It is so great. Clinically proven ingredients, Ceratique and Hyabest, to reduce wrinkles and fine lines. It's so great for your skin. And they have the clinical studies. This isn't it seems like it'd be great. So it probably is. This is the real deal. And it's vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, all that good stuff. Third-party tested, which I always talk about since the Pump Club taught me that. And it helps improve skin luster and suppleness. And it tastes like vanilla. I hate when vitamins taste like garbage. This is great. Reduces wrinkles without compromising on clean science. Hyacera from Ritual is a skin supplement you can actually trust. Ritual is offering our listeners 30% off during your first month. Visit ritual.com/braincandy to start Ritual or add Hyacera to your lineup today. We love it.
I'm never getting that time back.
This is what changed live TV, was when Geraldo Rivera promised. Here's some old gossip for you.
Okay.
like promoted for weeks. Live TV. We are opening Al Capone's fucking vault. Live TV. And then they opened it up after like incredible fanfare. And he was like, what's going to be in here? And it was like cobwebs. And then he had to like kill dead air, literally.
Oh, God.
And it's like, they never will do that again. They'll like check, make sure what's in there first.
Oh, my gosh, Susie.
Because it's always empty.
You're right.
Geraldo.
Oh, my God.
What are you thinking?
So what if like that's it? Meanwhile, like Little Mermaid swimming around with a bunch of emeralds on her neck.
It was a 2-hour live American television special in 1986. And they talked for an hour and a half about what do you think's in there?
Of course.
What's it going to be?
What a disappointment.
Yeah.
Eee.
Anyway, maybe we should become like shipwreck people.
I know. Treasure, like...
Do they think they're like pirates, those people?
They all do. I also saw a video. This one was interesting. And I say a tip of the hat to this guy, but now he's like blowing his cover and everybody's going to go do this. There's a guy who's a meteor hunter. So he like watches the sky and has all of the, satellite communications to all the different, I would imagine like schools and stuff like that are using the big old telescopes to monitor where there are meteor crashes. Yeah. And then he uses a very simplistic tool of just like a magnet on the end of a stick.
Yeah.
Because meteorites are magnetized. And he goes around to the presumed locations where these meteorites crash. And he tests all the rocks. And he has meteorites that are like $50,000 because they're fucking space rocks. And when you have a big old piece of rock from outer space that are materials that are not found on this planet, guess what? They're worth a lot. He's made a career out of this.
Are you telling me his only tool is a metal?
Yep.
All right. Wait, are you saying a magnet?
A stick with a magnet taped to the end. And I mean, however rudimentary and simplistic you think it looks, subtract about 60 IQ points.
How much do you think he's made?
$500,000.
Seriously.
I am not kidding you. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding right now. I'm going to find it and I'm going to be like, okay.
Seriously,
okay.
Every time Sarah and I talk about anybody from the challenge who is making money doing something dumb, this is the same vibe. Where we're like, what are you saying?
I'm going to find where I found this.
And then we're like trying to just sell you fucking nice stuff.
Right.
That you'll like.
Yeah.
With our damn codes.
This guy's finding meteorites. And I'm like, what? I went to the wrong business.
Because it's harder to convince you like we are not BSing than it is for these people to go around finding meteorites.
Yeah. This is true.
And that stings.
Oh, I'm going to find it. I don't know where it is right now, but don't worry. I'll make sure that you see
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'm worried.
And the meteor hunter guy, he said...
What's his name? Do you know?
No, you think I have that information?
Well, where did you see this?
On like Now This News on Instagram.
Okay, I'll find it.
Meteor hunter. Now this. We're getting real.
It is hard. Like,
yeah.
Let me like bare my soul a little bit.
Okay. Ethan, Meteor Hunter.
Ethan?
No, that's a game.
Someone else.
That's an actual computer game that's adorable called Ethan the Meteor Hunter. That's adorable.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
bare your soul.
Okay. Well, a little bit because basically Sarah and I, we meet here each week to record these shows for us and you. But there's also some time off the air. Usually that includes like, there's a lot of can you believe? There's like, can you believe?
Yeah.
And then it'll be like so-and-so like got a lot of money for selling something stupid or like opened a gym.
Right.
Even though
please,
he's
Wes
like,
is selling $100. I bet me $100 I won't come back on the show. What? And like caught everybody in like a trick.
Johnny's
question,
opening
which
a
I
gym
predicted.
when the true source of his success is Adderall. Like, just stuff like that, where it's like, what?
Wow. Yeah.
And like, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, Meteor Hunter making 50 grand off of the meteorites is hard. His name is Roberto Vargas.
Are there like spots that are more likely to have the meteors? Because where are we looking here?
Everywhere. Okay,
that's what I mean. Like, that's a big
and he said
map.
that it's so lucrative that when he gets a report that a meteor crashed into anywhere, he hops on a plane and goes there, and yeah, he's in the Encyclopedia of Meteorites, Roberto Vargas. Yeah,
there's an Encyclopedia of Meteorites,
and he holds the most. He's got. I mean, they're huge. He's got all. Basically, if you need a meteorite, NASA's got to go to this guy.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Well, I say good
look
for
at this.
him.
Hart, I didn't know this about him. This makes me like him even more. The other article did not mention this. Hartford man left job as mental health therapist to become full-time meteor hunter. No. Remember when I said maybe I should get a new...
This is embarrassing.
It is him. Hartford man left job as mental health therapist to become full-time meteor hunter. It's the best thing I ever done.
Oh my God.
Susie.
He just admits it.
I wish I were making it up, but oh God.
Best thing he ever did.
That's really, really, really funny.
Like, instead of helping people, he's like, this is way better.
I love my job as therapist. I'm not getting rid of that. I just wish it were as lucrative as meteorite
Well, that's
hunting.
why whenever I say, if you won the lottery, you should quit. And you were like, but I love my job. And I'm saying, yeah, we'll do it for free then. But just like, don't act like it's a job. Do it because you love it, not because like you have to clock in.
Oh my gosh, this is making
classic.
It is so funny to me.
At least he didn't say like podcasting or something.
No, it's just a therapist to be. I'm like, that sounds great. I want to hunt for meteorites. Okay. Oh my gosh, I've talked so much. Do I have more?
No,
yes.
I loved it.
She
said yes. That's great.
I always do. I have so much more. There's so many things. This one I just have to mention because, like, we're I have a little bit of time left, maybe. I don't. I've gone way over.
No, but I do want to do longer episodes.
Well, great.
And like, like I love this. That's because
I'm going to say this
so much
headline.
Stuff.
Yeah, and I'm going to say,
go
because
ahead.
what happens, I write down the headline, and I was like, yeah, that's 5 minutes. Meanwhile, then we talk about it for 20. Like this one, the headline is, poison expert charged with poisoning his wife.
No.
Yes. It's like they've not watched any true crime.
Dateline. Yeah.
Like all the guys
Keith
who are like,
Morrison.
oh my
Hello?
gosh, my wife, all she does is watch Dateline. Yeah. And then you murder her, and you should have been taking a page out of her book and like fucking paying attention a little more. And maybe you would have, don't murder her, but maybe you would have gone away.
Right.
Really?
I think
Weapon
I
of
read
choice?
about this. What was it? Like,
he was like a
antifreeze?
poison expert that worked. Oh yeah, it was something like that. I can't remember what it was, but he worked in like.
And he thought no one would notice.
That's what isn't it always like that? It's like man who wrote book about, or woman who wrote book about how to get away with murder's husband. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing here?
Right.
Stop murdering people.
There was a lady
or is this
in,
one of those things of like your brain's taking a shortcut and can't think of any other way?
Well, because they do know it works, and maybe that's their most important part. They don't even care if they get caught. They just want that person dead.
Oh, this
I
is
don't
a
know.
good theory. This is a good theory.
There was a lady in Australia that poisoned her entire family, like mom, dad, whoever, with mushrooms, like lethal mushrooms. And she ate dinner too, but like didn't die. She was like the only one, And like, I thought, wow, I mean, that's a pretty good crime. Like, she said she bought them at like the local, she actually said she bought them at the Asian market. which there's always like some sort of like, oh, a black guy like stole my car. There's always like some racist component.
Yes.
But I thought, well, I don't know how they caught her then, because like you could buy weird mushrooms somewhere if you didn't know what to look for or whatever. But then it was like she did like the same thing a year prior and it didn't work. Like everyone
they just got their stomach pumped. Yeah, with the same.
So it's like, ma'am, you are bad at this.
Bad at this, right? I'm just like poison control.
But on the next episode, because I have so much I want to talk to you about. I do want to talk about, because there was in England this woman. There was a nurse that was killing like NICU babies, whatever.
Oh God.
Okay. I read this whole thing about it, and I've read a lot of books and a lot of articles about like the serial killers that are women that are like nurses or something in that thing,
like
and that's
death kind of
thing.
Yeah.
And I want to know why. And there's usually a man involved where it's like they want to, like, in her case, she wanted the male doctor to come to her ward. So she was like making emergencies happen. So he would have to come.
Oh my God. That's the most fucked up thing ever.
Yeah. And this isn't the first one I've read. So I'm like, what? Why are we really like, it's one thing to be a serial killer, but like there are worse ways of doing it. And that is so gross, to kill babies for some fucking loser doctor.
So Eli said something that was very sweet the other day, because I'm like always worried, like, I'm always like, you're going to leave. And
you need reassurance.
I need reassurance all the time.
Yeah.
So he was like, I would never do anything that would
make me look like an asshole.
Would hurt, in order to make me feel better, that would come at the expense of like hurting you.
Yeah.
And that, I think, exists on a spectrum. That there are levels of, I am willing to inflict pain or suffering on somebody else so that I feel
Can you imagine?
This is, because don't you think a light version of that is when I'm having a bad day and I'm mean to anybody who's like like bank tellers or people like checkout line person. I am like rude to them for no reason, and I don't mean like I'm just like snippy.
Yeah, snippy or short.
Like I can recognize them. Like, who's that? Why are you being like, they're just trying to bag your grocery? Chill the fuck out, Sarah. And that is in that moment me a little bit on that spectrum of inflicting human suffering for my own benefit or comfort. Okay. Yeah. And if we keep going, It
is weird, though, that it is typically female, and I'm not going to lie, it's also gay men that are serial killers. There was one on Netflix that's also a nurse. Did the same thing. And it's like, why is it females and gay men that tend to go that route with serial killing? And then the male ones, it's a totally different vibe. I'm fascinated by that.
Okay, maybe
but another day.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to investigate and do a little deep dive into that.
Thanks. Yeah. I'll give you an assignment.
Yeah, please do. I'm very into this right now. I need some tasks.
All right, people. We need to go. We'll see you next time.